Do I believe in love at first sight? I don't necessarily believe that's true, just because I think that to love somebody, you need to know more things about the person. It's not just, you fall in love with them and that's it. It's just there's so much more that goes on behind that, because when you love somebody, you have to like know their whole personality and like everything about them. And I think that's just like a big characteristic that you need to like know about somebody before you actually fall in love with them. Or it can make and break the relationship, I guess you could say. How do you really know you are in love? I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a whole feeling of like knowing. And it's like, because I mean, you could get confused with falling in love with like infatuation, and you could get those two confused. But I feel like to an extent, I feel as if like when you're in love, you keep on choosing the same person over and over and every day. And like, even if they're like poor or they're struggling or whatever, you're still with that person no matter what. And like, they could look disgusting and smell gross, but you're still there and you still feel that same way for them, you know? What does it look like? I feel like love looks like you're choosing this person over and over again. Like every day you keep on choosing to be with that person and to be in that situation. And I personally think that's what love looks like. What does it feel like? I don't know. I feel like love just feels like a really warm, fuzzy feeling that's just, it's not always there, but like in moments when you're with that special somebody, you receive that feeling and you just have that feeling. Yeah. And until we find our one true love, like in the movies, we do not stop, right? I don't know, because some people do decide to not date around, and they're not necessarily looking for the person to fall in love with, and that's completely fine. But I think that's just like a misconception that everybody is always looking for somebody to love. There's a lot of people that do not believe in marriage or in love or don't want to be in relationships, and I think that's perfectly fine. But I think that's just like a misconception that everybody needs to fall in love. I think the typical Tinder user, in my own thoughts, is just like people trying to like have a quick sex thing, like quick hookup, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, I just personally think that everybody that use Tinder, like, either their motivations is just a quick hookup, or they're actually trying to find like different people in their area that they might not have known about, and that's probably something that appealed to them. But yeah, but I mostly want to lean into like that it's just more of a hookup thing. And what do they want? I feel like a lot of like people want to just have casual sex, and then other people just kind of want to like go out and have fun with their friends and stuff. Well, make friends and just go out with like new people. How is this changing the meaning of love and romantic relationships in the United States? I personally think that this is changing it, because like traditionally you would just date your neighbor, or you would date like family, friends and stuff like that. And I think that's personally changing, because now like you're starting to like meet new strangers and meet a lot of new different people, and it's just like it's branching out to different people. And like relationships aren't like set, like, oh, let me take you out to like dine and wine and type of thing, and then you start dating them. But like it's more of like a whole thing of like you guys hook up, and then there's something about that person that makes you want to come back to them, and then you start something from there. It's not no longer looking just like the traditional sense of we're gonna date and it's just gonna go on from there. Sometimes like relationships start from like sex, and that's okay too.